Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to some more beginning of the end times. We are back with another online battle. Today we have a 1v1 where we have the dwarfs on one side over here and then we also have the chaos on the other side. And this is really interesting because I haven't really seen too many of these factions in beginning of the end times. I've mainly been looking at the lizard men and all the new Warhammer 2 factions, so it's great to kind of see these other, interesting, diverse factions actually fight on the battlefield. Now this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter battle today because we have only a 1v1 and these armies do start off pretty close together. I imagine it's going to be pretty hectic, so we'll do some slow-mos and hopefully make it into a pretty interesting battle. And I love as well how the chaos actually have beastmen on their roster as well, which they can actually recruit, which is kind of cool. And that'd be something interesting they could do with Warhammer Total War as well, is actually kind of make the beastmen a recruitable unit for chaos, kind of almost like a mercenary unit maybe, or maybe they can like spawn them or something like that. It'd be really interesting if that did actually get kind of incorporated into the game. Let's go ahead and run through the army comps. It shouldn't take too long because the armies are somewhat small, it being a 1v1 of course. So on the front lines we have a line of marauders. These are obviously the core marauders. They have the red paint and stuff, and they are obviously supported by a bunch of Ungor raiders as well, acting as the chaos missile force along the front line. Then behind that we have some marauder desolutors. I think these are basically just marauders with great weapons and maybe a little bit more armor to go with their weapons. We go our way back, we have some chaos warriors. These are heavy infantry, obviously very potent melee infantry and can do a ton of damage. We make our way up to the right hand side, we have some blood crushers of Khorne. These guys are on war beasts ready to rip apart some dwarfs if they get their teeth sunk into them, and obviously they have the bloodletters as well on top of them, so a very scary heavy cavalry force. I'm not sure how the dwarfs are going to be able to deal with that cavalry force. We also have some Chaos War Mammoths as well. These guys are going to be insane as they come clashing into the Dwarven lines. We also have a Hell Cannon as well, led by some Chaos Dwarfs. This is going to be some really good long-range artillery. I'm not sure if the Dwarfs actually have much long-range artillery, but this Hell Cannon is just going to open up the Dark Abyss on top of the Dwarfs. We also have some more Chaos Knights as well, acting as some more heavy cavalry. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Dwarfs actually manage to deal with this large cavalry force. Well, not this large cavalry force, but this very heavy cavalry force. There's not weak cavalry, but like weak marauders or something like that. It's just like blood crushers and it's heavy Chaos Knights as well. So for the Dwarfs, we have a front line of Longbeards with axes. These are going to be acting as a pretty potent force. We also have some Iron Drakes as well. Is this just one unit of Iron Drakes or two? I think this is 2 units of Iron Drakes right here with some spikes in front of them to hopefully try and warn off any cavalry advancements that come their way. Then we also have some more Longbeards with axes. We go back, we have some Dwarven warriors with some miners. Obviously the miners throw explosive bombs onto the oncoming forces, so that's going to be good for the dwarfs to actually use, and having the Dwarven warriors to act as like a shield wall to protect these Iron Drakes is going to be a smart move. They've kind of almost, they actually formed up in this kind of this death square right here. So on this side we have some more of the, we actually have some Longbeards as well. I always loved the Longbeard model in Call of Warhammer and beginning of the end times. They also have some Quarrelers, and I love the Quarreler crossbows as well. That looks like a new model for the mod itself. We go back, we have some Iron Breakers, some glorious Iron Breakers ready to destroy anything that come into their path. Some super heavy infantry, and as long as they can kind of use these guys well and not really get caught out by a lot of cavalry, they should be fine. We have some more Iron Drakes, so there's 4 units of Iron Drakes in this Dwarven army, and some more Quarrelers to guard the rear of the force with more spikes being put down, so it's going to be hard for the cavalry to kind of find gaps in this formation. We also have some more Hammerers as well, or a unit of Hammerers, I shouldn't say there's more, this is the first unit we're seeing. Some Hammerers, and then finally we have another line of Longbeards who are then supported by some Quarrelers. So that is the armies. Let's go ahead and start this battle. I imagine that the Chaos are just going to rush forward with their large amount of missiles, and I feel like the Chaos actually do have the skirmish advantage with this Hell Cannon just opening up on the Dwarfs, and these 4 units of Ungor Rangers. They could literally just sit back with this Hell Cannon and just hit, just smash the enemy lines pretty effectively if they wanted to. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. They are going to be pushing forward the majority of their force. I imagine getting these Ungor raiders in range of the Dwarfs and start harassing their front lines, which is going to be a smart move. If they can take down any of these Iron Drakes. Oh, the Iron Drakes are already opening up. Oh my god, that is just a hellfire on these Ungor raiders. Their range is insane. Holy crap, that range is beyond disgusting, and that might force the Chaos player to actually push forward. I'm surprised he hasn't got any shots off yet with this Hell Cannon, but oh my god, again, another huge volley on these Iron Drakes. I maybe understand why this battle is kind of short now. These Iron Drakes are insane, so it's up to the Chaos player to either retreat back with his army or rush forward and just engage. Oh, Hell Cannon hit, getting a huge hit on the back of these Quarrelers. Wow, that was massive. So I think, like, honestly, the Chaos player should just sit back and use his Hell Cannon to his advantage. But that is not what he's going to be doing. He's going to be pushing forward and just allowing these Iron Drakes just to demolish the front lines. The Chaos Warriors are moving forward. The Chosen Bodyguard are pushing up, but the Iron Breakers are just annihilating these front lines. We'll go up to 0.3 speed so we can watch some nice slow-mo action. And that's just insane. I can't believe the actual distance on them Iron Drakes. That is insane. They are getting shot. That's a very smart move. The miners are actually getting very explosive shots off now as well. The Iron Drakes are just unleashing hellfire onto these Marauders. Luckily, the Marauders are going to be getting a perfect charge off as another huge hit comes off onto these miners, and the Blood Crushers get a perfect rear charge onto the back of these Iron Drakers. Iron Drakes just annihilating them. Look how many of them just died in that charge. Pretty much all of them. One charge killed the Iron Drakes. So I can see they are a really, really strong force if you can use them correctly. I mean, they're managing to rout a lot of the Chaos Heavy Infantry, which is not bad. And oh my god, another shot off onto these Chaos Heavy Knights. Oh, so many of them are dying. However, if they can charge off onto these guys, they probably will be able to kill them. Wow, so many of these knights being slain on the battlefield. However, as soon as they manage to close down the distance and charge onto these Iron Drakes, the better. The Blood Crushers are now coming down to try and get some rear charges. Really, these Blood Crushers should be killing these Iron Drakes because they are just doing so much damage to the front lines. I don't really know what they're going after right now. I think they should be just smashing into the back of these lines right now. They'd be able to hit this entire line of Iron Drakes right now if they tried to, because the Iron Drakes are just turning all their fire to kill all this heavy cavalry to open up the Iron Drakes back here to continue shooting. The Chaos Infantry needs to keep on pushing. Obviously, they're going to be coming out on top against a large portion of this infantry. At least for the Dwarven Warriors, they're going to be coming out on top of. The Mammoths are going in. Yeah, I really don't know where these Blood Crushers are going. I feel like they're just maybe retreating to get away from the Iron Drakes, but they should really be, if they would have got some rear charges off, maybe onto these Quarrelers or something, they would have been able to do so much damage. By the looks of it, the Mammoths are going in, though, against the Longbeards. The Longbeards are holding firm in their shield wall. However, I imagine once these Mammoths get stuck in, they'll be able to rinse away the HP from the Dwarves. Here we go. I hope they don't get caught off on them spikes. And oh my lord, look at them just sending these Dwarves flying. I hope the spikes don't affect them. I think the spikes do actually affect them, but these guys just have so much HP. They're just going to continue to charge forward as the axe throwers on top of the Mammoths just continue. Oh my god, they are just slaughtering these Dwarven Longbeards right now, allowing all of these Marauders just to keep on pushing as they get onto the back line to continue to descend upon them. More of the... Oh, look at that range right now on the Iron Drakes, just destroying the Khorne Chosen, or the Khorne Chosen right there. These guys need to get involved in the melee as soon as possible if they want to keep on being shot to pieces, because them Iron Drakes will just tear them apart. We've got some more Chaos Warriors being pushed up. If they could maybe funnel them through this gap, that would be a great position for them to go. I think the Chosen are going to be moving very, very soon. The Bloodletters are making their way around the flank as well. I think the cavalry didn't even manage to kill the Iron Drakes, only killing 3 of them. Wow, as the Iron Breakers come flying in to kind of push off the Khorne Cavalry right there, and they're probably going to get a nice little rear charge off into the back of these Longbeards as they continue to push on. The Chaos Warriors getting involved against the Longbeards as well, so this is going to be a great move from the Chaos players. They're going to be able to surround this entire Longbeard unit with the support of this, pretty big cavalry charge as we just go back to click and play. We see these guys go back in. That's going to be pretty huge. I want to continue going on like kind of a slower speed though, because I don't want to miss any of the action, and it's a smaller replay, so I want to kind of embrace every little thing that happens in this battle as we have the War Mammoths just destroying these Quarrelers. The Quarrelers are going to be routing as more of the Chaos soldiers make their way to the actual front line to harass these Longbeards, who are actually facing the wrong way now. I think they've been caught up on killing the Mammoths, and now the rest of the Marauders and the Chaos Warriors are now pushing in the back of the Longbeards, which is not going to be good for them at all. The Bloodletters are getting a perfect charge off on the back of these Longbeards. However, the Dwarven Warriors did turn around to stop them. We do have some Chaos Warriors who have made their way to the front lines, though, and are hitting these Iron Drakes. So even though the Iron Drakes did a huge amount of damage, I imagine they're really expensive. And because of that, the Dwarven players did not get as much heavy infantry as maybe a Dwarven army would. And he also had no long-range artillery apart from the Iron Drakes. Granted, the long-range artillery maybe wouldn't have helped too much because the armies spawned pretty close together. But, I mean, you know, maybe getting 4 units of Iron Drakes was just too much. But, I mean, at the moment, it's a very, very close battle. You can see a balance power is still very close. This could literally go either way. The Iron Breakers are taking a bit of missile fire, but these Iron Breakers don't give a fuck about missile fire at all. They are heavily armored. None of these arrows are going to pierce their armor at all. So yeah, I still can't believe that. This is the first time I've seen the Iron Drakes in Call of Warhammer, beginning of the end times, and they did not disappoint. The War Mammoths are making their way back onto these Quarrelers who have been harassing the Bloodletters, who are continuing just to chase down some more Quarrelers. They're going to be turning around and getting involved, maybe hitting these Miners now, as the Miners try and get more of their bombs off onto these Mammoths to take them out. Oh, a Hell Cannon hit coming off. Is it going to hit these Iron Breakers? Oh, it's going to hit these Iron Breakers. That is going to be huge in this battle. Oh, misses the Iron Breakers, but gets a massive hit off on the Longbeards as the Bloodletters just absolutely destroy these Miners. The Miners are non-existent now as the Bloodletters, or the Blood Crushers, sorry. The Bloodletters are riding them. My mistake. I apologize for mispronouncing that in the entire replay. They just absolutely ruined them, guys. A few of them actually going down on the spikes, though, so that's a nice spike emplacement right there for the Dwarf player. The Flamethrowers are still going out from the Iron Drakes, finding some pretty big hits off. However, I feel like the Dwarfs just don't have enough and their lines are starting to crumble a little bit. These Iron Drakes are falling back, trying to get more shots off, but the Marauders are pushing on, harassing these Quarrelers, and now they're going to be getting onto the Quarrelers. The Quarrelers can still, you know, hold the line for a little bit longer. However, I'm not sure how long that's going to give them. They need to try and bide as much time for these Iron Drakes just to continue to burn as many of these front lines as possible. The Dwarven infantry is holding, though. The Iron Breakers have just got stuck in. These Longbeards are winning around this right flank and hitting the Marauders. So all is not lost for the Dwarfs. The Hell Cannon is still shooting, which is going to be an issue if they plan to keep on fighting. These Quarrelers are going to be trying to get off their last couple of shots. You can see both the Blood Crushers and the Chaos Knights are coming around the flank now. So I feel like these Quarrelers are in a pretty sticky situation. They're going to be getting off a couple more shots though onto the Blood Crushers, not the Mammoths. As the Mammoths just continue just to harass the front lines. Or a pretty big Iron Drake shot right here, though. Going to be finding their target on so many of these Marauders and Chaos Warriors. Wow. A lot of them did go down as the Longbeards continue to hold this front line as best as they physically can. Another Hell Cannon hit just coming in and missing. Oh, the Blood Crushers. I want to see how quickly these Quarrelers do go down. We haven't got any casualties yet. There we go. The numbers are starting to drop now. I've already lost 10, 20. How many more? Oh, they lost 30. Oh my god, they just lost like half a goddamn unit on that charge. These Blood Crushers are insane. The Dwarfs really need to try and deal with them if they have any hope during this battle. Chaos Marauders are continuing to harass the front line, but I mean, even these Dwarven Warriors have been holding pretty decently, considering we're up against Chaos Warriors and Marauders with great weapons. Like, these guys, the basic Dwarfs have done a great job. I feel like the Chaos are going to win this just because they have the advantage. However, the Iron Breakers are still very much alive. 82 of them still left, and they have an entire unit of Dwarven Longbeards as well. So who knows how this battle is going to go. I believe we have a Dwarven General right here as well, just slaying Chaos Warriors left, right, and center. The Iron Drakes are coming in point blank as well to hit some of these Khorne Chosen. And killing the Khorne Chosen will be huge, as we have one Iron Breaker or one Iron Drake left, just trying to take down these Chaos War Mammoths. A lot of the Archer Fire is still hitting these Iron Breakers, taking down a few of them, but really, they have such heavy armor, they don't really have to worry too much about them. Look at this Dwarven General as well. He is just slain like 4 Chaos Warriors here. His brothers are now joining him here as he slays another one. The Iron Drakes as well are still just burning these Chaos Warriors alive. And there's just so many huge hits on these guys. I think it looks a lot worse than it is as we get another Hell Cannon hit. The Hell Cannon hit actually hitting so many more Chaos Warriors than enemy troops right there. as they again continue to surround the Iron Drakes. And now they've silenced the last couple Iron... Oh, there's still another Iron Drake unit left as well. Just burning these Blood Crushers right now. And the Blood Crushers are down to like 13 men now. If these guys can get, you know, a couple more shots off and kill these guys, then who knows? If the Iron Drakes can hold, the Iron Drakes will probably fight to the end. That does not surprise me. Another Iron Drake shot right there. The Iron Breakers will fight to the end. Sorry, the names are confusing me. They're going to be loading up for another hit, but the Blood Crushers are coming in. Oh, they're not going to be able to kill many more. Killing a couple more, but not the ones on the front, which is the ones they need to kill. And that's it for the Iron Drakes right here. You've got some more Iron Drakes trying to retreat, but now the Blood Crushers are stuck in. Yeah, you can just see their numbers going. This is just some insane heavy cavalry from the Chaos Forces, and it's going to be really hard for the Dwarves to actually deal with it. The Ungor Raiders, I imagine, will be running out of ammunition somewhat soon. I can't imagine they had too many shots left on their bows. Really nice models as well on these guys as well. For Beastmen, like, you know, they've done a really good job to create these as they notch their arrows once more to continue to shoot into the Iron Drakes and the Iron Breakers. The Longbeards are going to be pushing around this flank to try and harass the Khorne Chosen. Getting a pretty nice charge off for the Dwarves, that is for sure. These Longbeards are surrounded now. This is one of the things I love about Medieval 2, is you get scenarios like this, where there's a heavy fight going on, and you instead of getting surrounded, but the unit is still fighting. If this happened in Warhammer, you know, the unit probably would have routed by now, being surrounded. But, like, you know, units just seem to just hold the line so much better and just hold and fight honorably in Medieval 2, and I really love that. Oh, a big hit here from the Hell Cannon. A beautiful snipe right there from the Hell Cannon. That was guided by the gods, finding a direct hit on the Dwarven army. The Iron Drakes are still fighting, but I don't think that the Dwarves have much left. You can see now, seeing their king killed, they're going to be running from the battlefield. Few of them still fighting to the death, though. You know, these guys are you know, trying to kind of reform and make up. Where are the Iron Breakers? Are they all dead? As some of the Ungor Raiders, who I imagine are out of ammunition, are making their way into the engagement. A lot of the Dwarves are surrounded. I think this is the last Dwarven unit left on the field. Just a brave last stand right here. Oh, and one Iron Drake as well, just still using his flamethrower to his advantage. The Hammerers are still in here as well, but I imagine these guys are going to be routing very, very soon from the battlefield as the rest of the Chaos Warriors just surround them and just take them apart bit by bit. Another huge shot coming off there from the Hell Cannon, actually missing as it hits some harassing units. Really, what they should be focusing down is just getting a nice little hit here. But I imagine, there you go. The Dwarf player did admit defeat, seeing that there was no hope in sight right there. That was a really fun battle. Seeing the Iron Drakes just burn everything alive was awesome. And you know, it was kind of cool to see as a more smaller engagement compared. We're kind of used to seeing these much larger battles. It was kind of interesting to see a much smaller one, where this is 1v1 and just let it play out like that. So we can see the kills from the Chaos Forces. We can see the Marauders getting 100 kills on the Desolators. That's pretty impressive. How many kills did where are they? Blood Crushers. Blood Crushers getting 253 kills. And you think that was a lot of them kills as well were on the Iron Drakes, who were just, you know, so super expensive units. So the Blood Crushers did the best in this battle, that is for sure. I mean, it was kind of hard for the Dwarven player to kind of silence them as well. What they really needed to do was just kind of maybe use all the Iron Drakes just to pin them down, and then just use Dwarfs just to kind of stop them from charging the Iron Drakes. The Dwarfs also needed to protect the front line as well. So definitely a very, very hard battle for the Dwarfs to win, and the Chaos did overwhelm their forces. So blood for the Blood God, I guess. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more battles like this, you know, interesting 1v1s, 2v2s, and maybe more of a larger battles as well, with 3v3s and 4v4s, then do let me know by dropping a like and a comment down below. I appreciate all the support on these videos. It's really, really awesome, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.